Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is Mythology Unleashed.
Picture, if you will, someone so self-serving that they disregard human morals and societal taboos, and would do whatever it took in order to achieve a greater power and all that they desired, no matter who had to suffer for it. Now give that person, if one could even call them that anymore, mystical powers that allow them to change their shape, or even possess others in order to do their cruel bidding. The Navajo, or Dine people, hold legends of such beings. So feared are they that even the bravest are hesitant to say their name. Skinwalkers. Referred to as Yi-Nadlushi, which translates to "with it he goes on all fours," Skinwalkers are a perversion of all things held sacred by the Navajo Nation. They are witches who could be either female or more often male, and abuse their spiritual teachings for personal gain, often very harmful personal gain. There are few details on how one would become a skinwalker, complete with magical powers, most likely as a means to stop evil from growing. Some say it is done by a secret ceremony, or a dark ritual, or a Faustian bargain with an evil spirit or a demon. Whatever the method may be, the individual was said to acquire supernatural powers, most notably the ability to shapeshift into animals, done so by adorning themselves in the pelts and body parts such as claws, bones, or feathers of the animal in question. They are often associated with predatory animals, namely ones seen as bad omens like coyotes or wolves. But they could take the shape of any animal they desired, choosing what they wished to turn into, depending on the abilities needed for a particular task. They may shift into a wolf or a coyote for its keen senses and hunting ability, or into a bear for their great strength and durability, or perhaps an owl for their eyesight, sharp talons, and the ability to fly. But their abilities are not limited to shapeshifting into animals. The Skinwalker can also control nocturnal animals, such as wolves and owls, and make them do their bidding. Some can call up the spirits of the dead and reanimate the corpses to attack their enemies. Their supernatural powers are also said to grant them uncanny athletic prowess, making them difficult to combat or to apprehend. But perhaps most frightening, the Skinwalkers are also said to be able to take possession of a person should they lock eyes with them. Once in control, the witch can make their victims say or do anything that they please, even things that the victim ordinarily would never do. Additional powers that skinwalkers are also said to possess include reading others' minds, controlling their thoughts and behavior, causing disease, illness, and even death. In recent years, the skinwalker, much like the Wendigo, has garnered a sort of popularity among non-natives, frequently appearing in horror fiction and stories of paranormal encounters in the southwestern United States. But like the Wendigo, the Skinwalkers' portrayal in these stories bear little resemblance to their original counterparts, owing to a lack of cultural context and understanding of the original lore. In fact, many Navajo people are reluctant to discuss the topic of Skinwalkers with anyone, whether they are a part of the nation or an outsider. This comes from general distrust of sharing sacred knowledge, but also out of fear of repercussion from skinwalkers. To not speak of the evil ones, or to not seek them out in any way, may act as a form of defense against them. Some, however, are somewhat more willing to speak of them, albeit sparingly. Perhaps in order to quell the curious thrill-seekers, or perhaps as a way to defend against the Skinwalker, by way of knowing thy enemy. The fear of evil and those who would harm us in ways that we cannot defend from is prevalent throughout the world, regardless of culture. The Navajo have their own unique and terrifying version of this in the form of the Skinwalker. Their fear is not unfounded, for the Skinwalker walks the balance between the world of the living and that of the spirits, acting as a living perversion of everything the Navajo holds sacred. With tales of shapeshifting, mind control, possession, and other evil acts so despicable that even discussing them is seen as a bad idea. The Skinwalker is without a doubt one of the foulest and most horrid beings of legend.